Americans or former slaves played a part in the American Civil War. The Union Army legally enlisted black people after July 19, 1862. Many African Americans fled north to achieve freedom and fight against their southern oppressors. The Union utilized many black people as soldiers and other workers, even as they fought to end slavery in the Confederacy. African American Union soldiers were fighting against another injustice as well. The war ended in 1865.
President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. As the nation approached its third year of the Bloody Civil War, the proclamation declared that all persons held as slaves within the rebellious states are and henceforth and shall be free. At the end of the Civil War, slavery was abolished. Legally, the former slaves were free and equal to white people. The reality was far from different. The KKK was a white underground terrorist group that would not accept black people as equals. Members of the KKK dressed in white robes to stress their belief that whites are superior to blacks. As a result, black people did not register to vote and kept away from white areas. They created a wave of terror among blacks and those who tried to help them.
In the United States, the Black Codes were laws passed by southern states in 1865 and 1866. After the Civil War, these laws had the intent and the effect of restricting African Americans' freedom and of compelling them to work in a labor economy based on low wages and debt.
Privileges after the Civil War. Blacks after the Civil War enjoyed many privileges that their ancestors could only dream of. They could vote, hold office, and attend school. Blacks who tried to vote or gain an education were subject to name-calling, bullying, or beatings. Black Americans in Congress. Since 1870, when Senator Hiram Revels of Mississippi and Representative Joseph Rainey of South Carolina became the first African Americans to serve in Congress. A total of 153 African Americans have served as U.S. representative delegates or senators.
The 13th Amendment to the United States Constitution is important because it abolished slavery in all American states. The amendment was passed by the Senate on April 18, 1864, and by the House of Representatives on January 21, 1865. It was ratified on December 8, 1865.
Another amendment was necessary. The 14th Amendment of the United States Constitution was adopted on July 9, 1868. The amendment addresses citizenship rights and equal protection of the laws and was proposed in response to issues related to former slaves following the American Civil War. In the quest for African Americans to own their own lands, instead of receiving wages for working the owner's land and having to submit to supervision and discipline, most freedmen preferred to rent land for a fixed payment rather than receive wages.
Jim Crow laws were state and local laws enforcing racial segregation in the southern United States. Enacting after the Reconstruction period, these laws continued in force until 1965.
After all the unfairness and prejudice and discrimination, everything fell on the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which is a landmark civil rights and U.S. labor law in the United States that outlaws discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. After President Kennedy signed the Civil Rights Bill, the act outlawed segregation in business such as theaters, restaurants, and hotels.